Commander Alex Daniels stood before the Galactic Council, his back straight and his chin up. The 7 tall aliens looked down at him from their high seats. They represented the most powerful civilizations in the universe. Some looked angry. Others seemed curious. The room was huge, with a ceiling so high Alex could barely see it. The walls glowed with a soft blue light. Around him, hundreds of different alien species watched from their seats. Many had never seen a human before. "Human Alex Daniels," said the leader of the council. His name was Zolfax, and he looked like a being made of crystal. When he spoke, his voice seemed to vibrate through Alex's entire body. "You are accused of killing the being known as Zathal, shaper of stars and guardian of the 7th quadrant. How do you answer this charge?" Alex looked around the room slowly. Humans had only been traveling in space for about 200 years. They were new to the Galactic Confederation. Most aliens still saw them as primitive and simple. Yet here, he was accused of something no one had ever done before: killing a god. "I did kill Zathal," Alex said in a clear voice. "But it wasn't murder." Gasps filled the room. Several council members began talking at once. The crystal leader raised his hand and everyone fell silent. "You admit to destroying an immortal being that has guided civilizations for thousands of years, yet you claim it wasn't murder?" Zolfax asked. His crystal body flashed with angry colors. "Explain yourself, human." Alex nodded to his defender, an alien named Lirivan. She had 4 arms and blue skin. She was from a species known for their skills in law and diplomacy. "The defense requests permission to show evidence about Zathal's activities in the Sol system, specifically regarding Earth over the past 500 years, Lirivan said. The council members looked at each other in surprise. They had expected Alex to beg for mercy, not present a defense. "Very well," Zolfax said after a moment. "You have 3 cycles to present your case." At the back of the huge chamber, another human watched with worry in her eyes. Her name was Samantha Rivera, and she was Earth's only representative on the council. She had fought hard to make sure Alex got a fair trial, but even she didn't know the full story of why he had killed Zathal. A guard led Alex to a small room where he could prepare his defense. As he walked past Samantha, their eyes met briefly. In that moment, they both understood something important. This trial wasn't just about Alex's life. It was about humanity's future among the stars. In the preparation room, Alex sat with Lirivan. The walls were plain white, with just a table and 2 chairs. "They're scared," Lirivan said, placing several data tablets on the table. "No one has ever killed one of the Shapers before. Many believe it couldn't be done, but you believe me?" Alex asked. "I believe you had a reason," she replied. "And, I believe in fair trials. That's rare enough in council matters." Alex ran a hand through his short brown hair. "Will they really listen, or is this trial just for show?" "Some will listen. Others made up their minds the moment you were arrested." Lirivan's 4 hands moved quickly across the tablets, organizing information. "Tell me everything again, from the beginning." Alex closed his eyes, remembering. 6 months ago, my ship was doing a routine survey of the outer Sol system. We detected an energy anomaly near Pluto's orbit. As Alex spoke, Lirivan recorded his words. His mind went back to that day on the bridge of his ship, the UES Horizon. He remembered the moment when everything changed, when humanity's place in the universe shifted forever. Outside the preparation room, the council was in chaos. Some members demanded immediate punishment. Others argued for a full investigation. A few were simply curious about how a human had managed to kill a being that had existed for millions of years. Samantha Rivera sat through it all, listening carefully. As Earth's representative, she had limited power. Humans were too new to the Confederation to have much influence, but she was determined to use what power she had. When the arguments grew too heated, she stood up. "I request the right to speak," she said. The room slowly quieted. Zolfax nodded. "To her, whatever Commander Daniels did, he did to protect Earth," Samantha said. "If we truly value justice in this council, we must hear his full story before judging him." An alien with green scales and 6 eyes leaned forward. Are you suggesting the killing of a shaper could ever be justified? I'm suggesting that truth matters, Samantha replied. Commander Daniels is a decorated officer with an outstanding record. He would not have taken such an action without extreme cause. Back in the preparation room, Alex and Liriven worked through the night. They organized evidence, prepared witnesses, and planned their defense. Alex knew most of the council already saw him as guilty. His only hope was to make them understand why he had done what he did. The key is to make them see what was happening on Earth, he told Liriven. Once they see that, they'll understand there was no choice. The council has a long history of looking the other way, Liriven warned. Many of them worship the Shapers. As gods? Gods shouldn't feed on their worshippers, Alex said grimly. As the first light of the alien sun came through the small window, Alex stood up and stretched. In a few hours he would face the council again. He would tell them about the horror he had discovered, about the truth behind Zathal's ascension process, and about his desperate race to save humanity. He thought about Earth, about its blue oceans and green forests, about its cities and villages, and about the billions of people who had no idea how close they had come to extinction. For them, he would face whatever punishment the council decided. Ready? Liriven asked as guards appeared at the door. Alex nodded. Ready. As they walked back to the council chamber, Alex knew that regardless of what happened to him, the universe had changed forever. Humanity had done what no species had dared to do before. They had challenged a god and won. Now they just had to face the consequences. 6 months earlier, Commander Alex Daniels stood on the bridge of his ship, the UES Horizon. The ship was near the edge of the solar system, past Neptune's orbit. Their mission was simple: map the outer regions and look for any unusual activity. Commander, you need to see this, Lieutenant Kelly Wright called from her station. Her voice sounded tense. She pointed at her screen, which showed strange energy patterns. Alex walked over and looked at the screen. What am I looking at, Lieutenant? Energy. Readings unlike anything we've ever seen before, Kelly said. They started about 20 minutes ago, and they're getting stronger. Alex studied the screen. The patterns pulsed in a regular way that couldn't be natural. Could it be another ship? No, sir, it's not matching any known propulsion system. And it's too organized to be a natural event. The ship's science officer, Dr. Alan Foster, joined them. He was frowning as he looked at the data. Commander, these readings suggest some kind of tear in space itself. Whatever it is, it's affecting quantum fields throughout the system. Alex made a quick decision. Change course. Let's take a closer look at this anomaly. The horizon turned and moved toward the strange energy source. As they got closer, the ship's sensors gave them more data. It's definitely artificial, Dr. Foster sighed. Something or someone is creating a gateway between our dimension and somewhere else. Before Alex could respond, the ship's computer announced, Incoming transmission. Source unknown. Put it on screen, Alex ordered. The main screen flickered, and then showed an image that made several crew members gasp. It looked vaguely like a person, but its body seemed to be made of stars and darkness swirling together. Its eyes contained what looked like tiny galaxies. I am Zathal, the being said. Its voice sounded like many voices speaking at once. Your world has been chosen. Rejoice. Alex stepped forward. Chosen for what? The being's face changed in a way that might have been a smile. For ascension, of course. Earth has reached the necessary level of development. I will guide your species to its next evolutionary stage, as I have done for countless others. Something about the way Zathal spoke made Alex uneasy. And if we decline this honor? The being's form rippled as if surprised. Decline? No species declines ascension. The process has already begun. The screen went black. The transmission had ended. Sir, the communications officer called out, her voice shaking. We're getting emergency signals from Earth. People are reporting strange lights in the sky. Some are saying people are disappearing, and technology is failing in major cities. Alex felt cold fear in his stomach. Set course for Earth, maximum speed. And get me a direct line to the Galactic Council. They need to know what's happening. The Horizon raced back toward Earth. It would take them 3 days to get there, even at their fastest speed. During that time, the reports from Earth got worse. Cities around the world were experiencing strange events. In some places, gravity seemed to stop working, causing buildings and people to float in the air. In other places, time itself seemed broken, with some people aging years and minutes while others froze in place. Worst of all were the rifts, tears in the sky that swallowed anything that came too close. Alex tried again and again to contact the Galactic Council, but they didn't respond. Finally, on the 3rd day, he managed to arrange an emergency meeting with Earth's Council representative, Samantha Rivera. Her image appeared on the bridge's screen. She looked tired and worried. "Commander Daniels, I've told the Council about what's happening, but ... She paused. "They're refusing to help." Refusing? Alex couldn't believe it. "People are dying." "They say this is a natural process," Samantha explained. "According to their records, Zathel has shepherded many species through ascension over thousands of years." "Ascension to what?" Alex demanded. Samantha looked over her shoulder, as if checking that no one could hear her. "That's what I've been trying to find out. I looked at some secret files, Alex ... None of those civilizations exist anymore. Their home planets are empty, their colonies abandoned. It's like they just vanished." Alex felt sick. "And the Council knows this?" "Some do. Others believe these species really did evolve to some higher form of existence. But I found evidence suggesting that Zathel doesn't guide species to evolution, it harvests them." "Harvests? For what?" "Energy, consciousness. I don't fully understand it. But what I do know is that Earth has less than a month before the process can't be stopped." Alex's mind raced. "If the Council won't help us, we need to stop this ourselves. These beings the Council calls gods, they're ancient and incredibly powerful," Samantha warned. "No one has ever successfully fought one. No one's ever had their entire species at stake," Alex replied. "What do we know about Zathel's weaknesses?" "Not much. But there's someone who might know more. A former Council scientist named Dr. Noah Peterson. He studied these entities for decades before the Council shut down his research. He lives alone on Europa now. That's one of Jupiter's moons. And that's where we're going next," Alex decided. The Horizon changed course again, heading for Jupiter. As they traveled, Alex watched the images of Earth on his screen. His home, with billions of innocent people, was being systematically harvested by a being they couldn't even understand. "I don't care if they call it a god," he said quietly. "Nothing has the right to do this to us." When the Horizon reached Europa, they spent 2 days searching for Dr. Peterson's hidden base. The moon was covered in ice, making it hard to find anything on the surface. Finally, they detected faint energy readings coming from beneath the ice. Using the ship's scanners, they found a small station built deep into the moon's surface. "How do we contact him?" Kelly asked. "We don't," Alex replied. "We go down there and talk to him in person." Alex selected a small team: himself, Dr. Foster, Kelly, and 2 security officers. They took a shuttle down to Europa's surface and used laser drills to cut through the ice. After hours of work, they found an entrance, a metal door hidden under 20 feet of ice. It took Dr. Foster another hour to bypass the security system and open the door. Inside, they found a maze of corridors lit by dim blue lights. The air was cold but breathable. "Hello?" Alex called out. "Dr. Peterson, we need your help. Earth is in danger." For a long moment there was silence. Then a voice answered from speakers in the walls. "Earth has always been in danger," the voice said. "The only difference is that now you know it." A door slid open at the end of the corridor. Alex and his team walked through it, not knowing what they would find on the other side. Alex and his team walked through the door and entered a large room filled with computers, screens, and strange equipment. In the center stood a man with wild white hair and sharp eyes that never seemed to stop moving. He looked about 60 years old, but it was hard to tell for sure. Dr. Noah Peterson. Alex asked. The man nodded. Commander Daniels, I've been following your career. Impressive for someone so young. How do you know who I am? Alex was surprised. I may live alone on Europa, but I still keep track of what happens in our solar system. Noah gestured to his computers. When the Horizon changed course and headed for Earth at emergency speed, I knew something had happened. And when you came here looking for me, I knew it was about Zathel. Alex stepped forward. You know about the entity? I know about all of them, Noah said. I spent 20 years studying these beings before the council shut me down. He walked over to a control panel and pressed a button. A three-dimensional map of the galaxy appeared in the middle of the room, with certain star systems glowing red. Each red light represents a civilization that Zathel has ascended, Noah explained. 37 species over about 200,000 years. Samantha Rivera told me none of these civilizations exist anymore, Alex said. She's right. They were harvested, not elevated. Noah's face looked grim. These entities aren't gods, they're parasites. Very old, very powerful parasites that feed on conscious energy. Can they be stopped? Kelly asked. That's why the council ended my research, Noah said. These beings can be killed, but the council forbids even talking about it. Some council races have received special gifts from these entities: advanced technology, longer lives, special powers. In exchange, they worship these beings as gods. And look the other way when harvests happen? Alex felt angry. So the council is helping Zathel destroy Earth? Not all members, Noah said. Many truly believe in ascension. Others suspect the truth but are afraid to act. These entities have been part of galactic politics for thousands of years. How do we stop Zathel? Alex asked. We need to know. Now, Noah hesitated, then walked to another part of the room. I've built a weapon, a quantum resonance disruptor. It can cut the connection between Zathel's physical form and the other dimensions where most of its power comes from. Will it kill the entity? Dr. Foster asked. In theory, yes. But no one has ever tried it. Noah turned to face them. And even if you succeed, the council will execute you for killing a god. Alex looked at the map again, at all the red lights representing worlds that had been stripped of life. If we do nothing, humanity ends. I'll take execution over that. Could the council stop Zathel if they wanted to? Dr. Foster asked. Easily, Noah replied. There are protocols and safeguards created long ago. But they won't use them not. For Earth, we're too new, too unimportant in their political games. Then we do it ourselves, Alex decided. Dr. Peterson, tell us everything about this disruptor and about Zathel's weaknesses. For the next 2 days, Noah explained his plan. The quantum resonance disruptor was a complex device that could be fired from the Horizon's main weapon system. But to use it, they would need to get close to Zathel's physical form, the Tyr, in space near Pluto. The entity will defend itself, Noah warned. It will attack your ship, maybe even your minds. You'll need to be prepared, Alex nodded. We'll handle it. What about Earth? Can we reverse what's already happening? If you destroy Zathel, most of the effects should stop, Noah said. But I can't promise everyone who disappeared will come back. It wasn't a perfect solution, but it was the only one they had. Noah packed up his equipment and joined them on the Horizon. As they left Europa, Alex went to his private quarters and recorded a message explaining everything they had learned and what they planned to do. He sent copies to Earth government leaders and to Samantha Rivera at the council. If we fail, he said at the end of the message, at least someone will know the truth. The Horizon raced back to the outer edge of the solar system. Reports from Earth grew worse every hour. Major cities were in chaos. Millions of people had vanished. Strange lights filled the sky's worldwide. When they reached the Tyr in space, it had grown much larger. It now looked like a swirling storm of impossible colors, with lightning-like energy shooting out from it. Energy levels are off the charts, Kelly reported from her station. Whatever Zathel is doing, it's happening faster now. Prepare the disruptor, Alex ordered. Target the center of the anomaly. As they moved closer, the ship's systems began to malfunction. Lights flickered, screens showed strange symbols. And worst of all, the crew started hearing voices in their heads. It's trying to get into our minds, Noah warned. Focus on something personal, a memory, a loved one, anything that anchors you to your humanity. Alex thought of his sister's wedding, of his parents' farm in Iowa, of Earth's blue skies. The voices faded a little. "We're in firing range," Kelly announced, her voice strained as she fought against the mental attack. "Fire," Alex ordered. The quantum resonance disruptor sent a beam of purplish energy toward the tier in space. When it hit, the tier seemed to freeze for a moment. Then Zathal's form appeared, much larger than before, its star-filled eyes now blazing with rage. "Insects," its voice boomed inside their heads. "You cannot stop ascension. You cannot stop me. I am eternal." "Fire again," Alex commanded. The second shot hit Zathal directly. The entity screamed, a sound that made the crew cover their ears even though it wasn't physical sound but mental pain transmitted directly to their brains. "Once more," Noah urged. "One more shot should do it." The horizon fired a third time. The beam struck Zathal, and this time the effect was different. The entity's form began to break apart, like glass shattering in slow motion. Light poured from the cracks in its body. "What you have done cannot be undone," Zathal's voice raged in their minds. "The Council will—" The entity exploded in a burst of light so bright that the bridge crew had to shield their eyes. When they could see again, the tier in space was gone. Where it had been, there was only empty space and a fading cloud of energy. "We did it," Kelly whispered, hardly believing it. "Get me reports from Earth," Alex ordered. As they checked in with Earth, they found that the strange events had stopped. The gravity anomalies, the time distortions, the rifts in the sky, all gone. But millions of people were still missing, and the damage to cities worldwide was extensive. "Will they come back?" Alex asked Noah, referring to the missing people. "I don't know," Noah admitted. "This has never been done before." 2 days later, as they approached Earth orbit, they received a message from the Galactic Council. It was brief and to the point. Commander Alex Daniels was to surrender himself immediately for trial on charges of deicide, the killing of a god. "You don't have to go," Dr. Foster told him. "Earth would protect you." "And risk bringing the Council's anger down on all of humanity?" Alex shook his head. "No, I'll face them. I'll make them understand why I did what I did." As the Horizon docked with the Council transport ship, Alex gathered his evidence. He would need everything: the data on Zathal's ascensions, the proof of what had been happening on Earth, the records of the Council's knowledge and inaction. "I killed their god," he told his crew before leaving. "Now I have to make them see why it needed to be done." Alex stood in the center of the Council chamber. It was the second day of his trial. Today, he would present his evidence against Zathal. "The Council recognizes Commander Alex Daniels," Zolthax announced. "You may present your defense." Alex nodded to Liriven, who activated a large screen that appeared in the middle of the chamber. The screen showed images of Earth cities and chaos buildings floating in the air, people aging rapidly, rifts opening in the sky. "This is what Zathal was doing to Earth," Alex said. His voice was calm but firm. "This wasn't ascension. It was consumption." He gestured, and the screen changed to show medical scans of affected humans. These people weren't evolving. Their consciousness was being extracted. Their minds were being eaten while their bodies remained alive but empty. Murmurs spread through the chamber. Some council members looked disturbed. Others seemed unmoved. "Zathal claimed to be guiding humanity to a higher state of existence," Alex continued. "But Dr. Noah Peterson's research tells a different story." Noah stepped forward. His appearance had caused a stir when he arrived. Many council members had thought he was dead. "For 20 years I studied these entities you call gods," Noah said. "They are ancient parasites that feed on conscious energy. They target developing civilizations, harvest their consciousness, and move on." He activated a display showing the galaxy map with the red markers. "Each of these points represents a civilization that Zathal ascended." I checked the records. "None of these species exist anymore. Their planets are empty." Their colonies abandoned. A council member with 6 eyes and green scales spoke up. This proves nothing. These species could have truly ascended beyond our understanding. And then why? Did Zathel resist when we tried to stop the process? Alex asked, if this was truly beneficial, why did it attack us? Why did it cause pain and destruction? He played the recording from the horizon, showing Zathel's rage when they fired the disruptor. The entity's final words echoed through the chamber. What you have done cannot be undone. The council will what? Alex asked, looking around. The room punish me for saving my species? Or was Zathel going to reveal something about its relationship with the council? Zolthak's crystal form flashed with angry colors. Be careful with your accusations, human. I'm not making accusations, I'm asking questions. Alex walked to the center of the room. Why did the council ignore Earth's distress calls? Why has the council never investigated what happens to species after ascension? And why was Dr. Peterson's research shut down just as he discovered a way to stop these entities? Samantha Rivera stood up from her seat. I would like to present additional evidence. Zolthax hesitated, then nodded. Proceed. Samantha brought forward data tablets. These are records from the Council's restricted archives. They show communications between certain Council leaders discussing the necessary sacrifices of less developed species. She displayed messages on the main screen. One read, the loss of the Bentra civilization is regrettable, but the continued gifts of the Shapers to our core worlds outweigh such concerns. Another stated, the humans are too new to warrant intervention. Their value to the galactic community does not justify risking our relationship with Zathel. The chamber erupted in shouts and arguments. Some council members demanded to know who had written those messages. Others called for the trial to be ended immediately. Zolthax banged his staff on the floor, eventually restoring order. These documents require verification. We will recess for 1 day while they are examined. As the session ended, Alex was taken back to his holding cell. It was small but comfortable, with a bed, a desk, and a window looking out at the stars. Lirivan visited him later. You've caused quite a stir, she said. Some council members are calling for your immediate execution. Others are demanding a full investigation into these ascensions. What do you think will happen? Alex asked. It's impossible to predict. The council has never faced a challenge like this before. She placed a hand on his shoulder. But you've accomplished something important already. People are asking questions they never dared to ask before. The next morning, Noah visited Alex's cell. The old scientist looked tired but excited. Something strange is happening on Earth, he said. The people who disappeared during Zathel's attack, some of them are returning. Returning? How? Alex couldn't believe it. We don't know exactly. They're just appearing in the same places where they vanished. They're confused, disoriented, but alive. Hope filled Alex's heart for the first time in days. So we didn't just stop the process, we reversed it? Partially, at least. Not everyone has returned yet. Noah looked thoughtful. When you destroyed Zathel, you may have released the consciousness it had already harvested. Before they could discuss it further, guards came to take Alex back to the council chamber. Today would be the final day of his trial. The chamber was packed even fuller than before. News of the evidence had spread throughout the galactic community. Representatives from dozens of worlds had arrived to witness the outcome. Zolthax called the session to order. The council has verified the documents presented by Representative Rivera. They are authentic. His crystal form seemed dimmer today, as if the revelation had affected him personally. We have also received reports that some of the missing humans are returning to Earth, supporting Commander Daniel's claim that Zathel was harvesting consciousness rather than guiding ascension. He paused, looking around the chamber. This trial has forced us to confront uncomfortable truths about our own history and governance. Some council members knew about the true nature of these ascensions and chose to remain silent. Others were kept in ignorance. Alex stood straight as Zolthax turned to him. Commander Alex Daniels, this places us in an unprecedented situation. You have killed a being revered as a god throughout much of the galaxy, yet your actions appear to have been justified as defense of your species against extinction. Murmurs filled the room again. No one had expected this turn of events. Before we render judgment, Zolthax continued, do you have anything final to say? Alex looked around the chamber, at the hundreds of alien faces watching him. I didn't want to kill Zathel. I didn't set out to change the galaxy's understanding of these entities. I simply saw my world, my people being consumed, and I acted to stop it. He took a deep breath. If there's one thing humanity has learned in our short time among the stars, it's that true gods don't need to feed on their worshippers. True gods don't cause suffering. What Zathel was doing to Earth wasn't divine, it was predatory. Alex pointed to the images of Earth still displayed on the screen. When the council asked why I killed a god, my answer is simple. This is why. This is what was happening to my home. What would any of you have done if it was your world? The chamber fell silent as his words sank in. Even Zolthax seemed to have no immediate response. In that silence, Alex knew that whatever happened next, the galaxy would never be the same. The council chamber remained silent for several long moments after Alex finished speaking. His question hung in the air. What would any of you have done if it was your world? Finally, Zolthax spoke. The council will now deliberate. All others must leave the chamber. Alex was led to a waiting room outside the main chamber. Lyrivan, Noah, and Samantha joined him there. They sat in tense silence, knowing that the next few hours would determine not just Alex's fate, but potentially the future relationship between humanity and the rest of the galactic community. No matter what happens, Samantha said after a while, Earth stands with you, Commander. If they decide against you, we'll fight that decision. I appreciate that, Alex replied, but I don't want to start a war between Earth and the Council. We're still too new, too vulnerable. Things are changing already, Noah said. News of this trial has spread to worlds across the galaxy. People are asking questions about these entities they've worshipped for millennia. The Council can't put that back in the bottle. Hours passed. Occasionally, they could hear raised voices from the chamber. The debate was clearly intense. Finally, after nearly 6 hours, they were called back in. The chamber was now filled with a tense energy. Many council members appeared uncomfortable. Some wouldn't meet Alex's eyes. Zolthax stood at the center. His crystal form seemed dimmer than before, as if the deliberations had drained him. Commander Alex Daniels, he began. This council has faced one of the most difficult decisions in its long history. Your actions have challenged our most fundamental beliefs and exposed uncomfortable truths about our governance. He paused, his crystal form shifting colors slowly. After reviewing all evidence, we find that your actions, while unprecedented, were taken in defense of your species against an existential threat. We cannot condone the killing of an ancient entity, but neither can we condemn a being for protecting its kind from extinction. Murmurs spread through the chamber. This wasn't the outcome most had expected. Therefore, Zolthax continued, you will not be executed for deicide. Alex felt relief wash over him, but Zolthax wasn't finished. However, the balance of the cosmos has been disturbed by your actions, and there must be consequences. Your punishment is this. You will serve as humanity's representative on a new council commission tasked with identifying and stopping other such harvests throughout the galaxy. Alex was stunned. This wasn't punishment, it was a position of responsibility. Your knowledge and willingness to take necessary action will be required, Zolthax added. The commission will investigate all entities similar to Zathel and determine their true nature and purpose. As the session concluded, the chamber erupted in conversations. Some council members approached Alex, some with veiled threats, others with cautious respect. A few even expressed gratitude for revealing truths that had been hidden for too long. An elderly council member with pale blue skin and 4 eyes approached. Alex, my world lost 3 colony planets to ascension over the centuries, she said quietly. We always accepted it as the will of the gods. Now I wonder how many of my people could have been saved. Samantha joined Alex as they prepared to return to Earth. You've changed everything, she said. The council will never be the same. Will it be enough? Alex wondered. There are other entities like Zathel out there, and other worlds in danger. It's a start, she replied. For the first time in thousands of years, species throughout the galaxy will have a choice about their fate. 2 weeks later, Alex stood on a hill overlooking his hometown in Iowa. Fields of corn stretched to the horizon under a clear blue sky. In the distance, he could see the small house where he had grown up. His communicator beeped. It was Noah. Good news, the scientist said. 83% of the missing people have returned now. And the number keeps growing every day. Any pattern to who's coming back? Alex asked. It seems like those who were taken most recently are returning first. My theory is that their consciousness was still ... fresher ... in Zathel's system. Alex nodded. It made sense in a strange way. What about the new commission? Any progress? We've identified 3 other entities similar to Zathel operating in different parts of the galaxy. The Council is monitoring them closely while we develop a plan. Some Council members still resist the idea of confronting these beings, but most are now willing to at least question their divinity. Alex looked up at the sky. Somewhere up there, decisions were being made that would affect countless worlds. And now, humanity had a voice in those decisions. His parents' house came into view as he walked down the hill. His mother was in the garden, his father fixing something on the porch. They hadn't fully understood what had happened. Few people on Earth did. They knew there had been strange events, that people had disappeared and then returned, that something from space had threatened Earth and had been stopped. What they didn't know was that their son had killed a god, or that the galaxy would never be the same because of it. Alex smiled as his mother noticed him and waved. For now, he was just a son coming home to visit his parents. Tomorrow, he would return to space as Earth's representative on the new commission. He would help find other entities like Zathel. He would help save other worlds from the fate that Earth had narrowly avoided. As he walked toward the house, Alex thought about the question he had asked the Council. What would any of you have done if it was your world? He knew his answer. He had faced a being of incredible power, a being worshipped as a god for millennia, and he had destroyed it to save his people. And if necessary, he would do it again, because some things were worth any price. Some principles transcended even the laws of gods and councils. As his mother hugged him and his father clapped him on the shoulder, Alex knew that he had made the right choice. Earth was safe. Its people were returning, and humanity now had a new role in the galaxy, protecting others from false gods who would feed on them. It wasn't the future he had imagined when he first joined Earth's space fleet, but it was a future he could be proud of. When the Council had asked why he killed a god, he had simply pointed at Earth, and in the end, they had understood. Not all of them. Not completely. But enough to change the course of galactic history. Alex looked up at the stars beginning to appear in the evening sky. There was still so much to do, so many worlds to protect. But for tonight, he was home. And Earth was safe. Tomorrow would take care of itself.